So this year brought one of the most exciting moments of your college career, that interception, 45-yard against UNC Charlotte. And that helped set the tone early in the game. Take us through that, and what do you remember about that play, and how did it feel, man?
Yeah, every time I think about it, I always think about my coach, Coach Ron Williams, because the whole week we was watching that same exact play. Like we was watching the same split, same formation, how the quarterback was dropping back, everything. Like we was watching that play the whole week. And like as soon as I see him lined up and like in between the heat, it was like we call it like the divider.
Mm-hmm.
Like he lined up right on the divider. I already knew what was coming. I seen the quarterback take a little 3-step and
That's a great feel. It's a great feeling, obviously, because you put in the work during the week, but then when you come out and your coaches have got you guys prepared, hey, when they line up in this formation, or if they line up like this, there's a good chance they're going to run this play. So you just had to sit there and wait for them to run and watch it. So you get the ball, you intercept it. Was there any doubt in your mind that you were going to score?
oh no, I already knew I was going to hit it.
They weren't going to catch you.
I already knew. It's just crazy because I remember my mind just went so blank. I just remember running.
Support for Homegrown is provided by Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Eastern North Carolina since 1967.
They grew up on our fields, on our courts, in our towns. And now they've taken that hometown pride to the college stage. This is Homegrown. Real athletes, real stories, big dreams.
Welcome to Homegrown. Real athletes, real stories, big dreams. I'm your host, Steve Goodson, and this is a show where we highlight hometown athletes whose journeys inspire, motivate, and remind us what dedication really looks like. Today, we're talking with a young man who grew up in Jacksonville and Onslow County, surrounded by sports from an early age. With two older brothers who competed at high levels and a family deeply rooted in athletics, Tymir Brown was shaped by competition, accountability, and community pride long before Friday nights ever arrived. A standout at Jacksonville High School, Tymir earned 3-time All-Area honors, became one of the top athletic prospects in the state, and eventually took that talent to the Division I level. After beginning his college career at the University of North Carolina, he transferred to East Carolina, where he became a key piece of a pirate program that's built real momentum, highlighted by back-to-back bowl victories, including the recent Military Bowl win over Pittsburgh. Along the way, Tymir delivered one of the season's most memorable moments, a 45-yard interception return for a touchdown against UNC Charlotte, a play that captured everything about his journey: preparation, instinct, and belief. Tymir, welcome to Homegrown, man. I'm glad to see you. And we were just talking a minute ago off air. You have been around forever. I remember when my son and your brother played travel basketball, and you were that tall, and you were hooping then, but you decided to play football. Well, I think it worked out good for you, man. So let's just start at the beginning. You grew up in Jacksonville, playing soccer, football, basketball, all kinds of athletics. What was it like growing up with two older brothers who played sports? Your dad was a basketball player. How did that shape you?
It shaped me a lot. Being the youngest out of two older brothers, it shaped me a lot. Dude. Just being out there in the backyard, side of the house playing basketball. I remember I used to have like real bad anger issues. So like they used to always, they beat me. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna end up breaking something. I'm gonna run in the house, tell mama something. I'm gonna find a way to get back on it. So like, but it shaped me a lot. Like it just built me as a player and like as a man.
Yeah.
It just helped me a lot.
That's awesome. So how did having a father who was actively involved in athletics influence your path and your mindset towards competition from a young age?
You know,
By the way, your dad can hoop.
Oh,
We were talking about that, but go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, man.
he made sure to tell me before I came. Man. He made sure to tell me. But yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, man. So, how did having a father who was actively involved in athletics influence your path and mindset towards competition?
Yeah, it saved me a lot. Just being that my dad, he played basketball a lot coming up, and it was really like engraved in me when I was little.
Yeah.
It was really just like in my blood. Coming out, all I knew was sports when I was a kid, and he did a lot.
And when your brothers were playing, you were young, going to football games, going to watch them playing football, going to watch them playing basketball, going to watch them play whatever sport they were playing. When you were a young man, and you saw Jakari and Jaquez playing football for Jacksonville, you were young. You're just like, hey man, one day that's gonna be me.
Oh yeah, I remember. I used to always sit out there and watch the games. I was like the ESPN analyst. Like when I was just watching, I'm out there just calculating everything, seeing how they move and everything, just learning. And it really did shape me a lot.
You couldn't wait, could you?
Couldn't wait.
Well, you get to Jacksonville, stand out, multiple roles, excelled on both sides of the ball, first team all area multiple times, all state honors, and of course being one of the top athletic prospects in the state. What do you remember most about your high school years?
I'll probably say like my teammates throughout like my high school years. I say my teammates because I remember being like being on freshman my freshman year. I just remember a lot of guys. They brought me in a lot, and
Yeah.
I was so young, and I was kind of scared to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I ain't really saw it. But they helped me a lot.
Did they?
Like even like now I look back and like conversations I had with them, and like the stuff we went through, like it really feel like a lot.
So talk about your one memorable moment. I was there, Keelan Stadium, your senior year, state championship, horrible field in horrible condition. Talk about the state championship game. Y'all played, it was Charlotte Catholic, right?
Okay.
Charlotte Catholic. Talk about that game. And then talk about fast forward, probably that was in December. So fast forward, probably 6 months later, you're back on that field playing for Carolina. But talk about the championship, the state championship game.
I still remember the championship game like it was yesterday. Just being that we was we was one of the first, like we wasn't the first Jacksonville team to make the state championship, but it's been a long time, and there was just a lot of history into it, and a lot of people were talking to it. I just remember interviews with like Chris Miller. I remember Kai Jernon was getting interviewed and stuff. It was crazy. It's crazy because like I was like the first couple interviews I ever had.
Yeah.
And just the state championship, man, it was crazy. Yeah, it felt terrible. But
it was so bad that the next year they went away from grass to turf.
Guys, I remember seeing people like whole leg was like in the mud.
Oh man.
But yeah, I remember it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. Y'all were honestly, man. Hindsight 2020, field in good condition, you guys would win.
I think we blew them out the water.
Yeah, y'all had the speed. Of course, you were playing quarterback on offense. You guys had the speed, and unfortunately, that sort of game. It had snowed like up there, like that week or whatever.
It was like 3 other teams who played on it before.
Yeah. Y'all just caught the wrong end on that one. So high school, you weren't. Let's see. In high school, you weren't just an athlete. You had to handle academics, expectations, and still be a regular teenager hanging out with your buddies. How did you balance schoolwork, football, and the social side of high school while staying focused on your goals?
I don't know. I stayed focused. I probably put it to like my mom. She kind of kept me, like my mom kept me in check.
I was going to say, I know your mama, and Tamika was going to keep you right?
Yeah, I'll definitely say my mom kept me in check from like doing anything dumb and stupid. But yeah, I'll give my mom a lot of credit for that. How she raised me.
Your grandma too now. Your grandma, you better give her some props because between those two, you had some pretty strong female figures in your life growing up. Of course your dad and your brothers too, but your grandma and your mama, buddy, they kept you in line, didn't they?
Keep the whole family in check.
They still do, don't they?
Yeah, so give me credit.
That's great. 3-star recruit, ESPN top 300 player, ranked nationally with Division I interest early on. You had offers all over. What was the recruiting process like for you, and what sold you on UNC at the time?
You know, I still don't even really think I had a true recruiting process. I probably had I had like that one normal year, probably like when I started getting my offers, like the end of my sophomore year, like that summer. That was probably the most visits I had, and it was just like unofficial. So to be honest with you, I don't. I really didn't.
Because it was around COVID, wasn't it?
It was COVID.
It was COVID. With COVID that fall, of your junior year, right? And then in the spring of your junior year was when COVID came, right? Yeah. And then at that point in time, you committed, during that time. So you didn't get all the official visits.
I didn't get any official.
Yeah.
So I remember when I made my decision on UNC, I felt like it was the best program at the time, and it was closest to home.
Yeah.
I didn't know when COVID was going to end. I didn't feel like COVID was ever going to end at the time. So yeah, that was my biggest, that being close to home. That was probably the main reason why I picked it.
Yeah. So you started there, and then you chose to transfer to East Carolina after 2 seasons. What went into that decision, and how did, a lot of local connections and relationships, like with, Coach Bo Williams and other Pirate alums, how did that factor in?
I feel like it factored in a lot. Just being out there at UNC, I feel like I don't know how to word. I kind of like lost my, I won't want to say edge, but I feel like I kind of like lost my roots.
Yeah.
And just coming back to like Eastern North Carolina, I feel like it kind of like, it brought like that like feel back in myself.
Yeah.
On and off the field. And so, yeah, it played a big factor, being back around like people I like, I wouldn't say no, but like just familiar, like familiar to being around.
Because there was that, when you decided to come back, were there some other guys from Jacksonville playing up there? I know there's some more guys from Jacksonville now up there, but when you decided to transfer back, were there some current?
Yeah, I know. Josh Benton was there. And, I think Trey Hardison, he went to Southwest.
Okay. So several Onslow County folks were there. That's got to be a good feeling, man. When long day, hard practice. Obviously you make friends, when you're up in Chapel Hill, up in Carolina, but being able to kind of see a friendly face, because you had played high school with Josh, right? Yeah. So, and played against the kid at Southwest. So that had to be kind of a good feeling to be able to get done and hang out, right, with them. So 2025, let me ask you this first. So once at East Carolina, you found opportunities and growing roles on defense. What did the transition feel like going from, a secondary player at Carolina on the second string maybe, to contributing more and more and more at East Carolina?
I would say wait, could you ask that again?
Yeah. So once at East Carolina, you found the opportunity and growing roles on defense. So what did that transition feel like, going from a backup role at Carolina to all of a sudden being thrust into, hey man, I'm in and I'm playing?
Yeah, it was definitely a different feel, just being out there just all throughout the game, and then besides and just like going in there at parts of the game.
Yeah.
It's just a different feeling. You could really like, when you in there the whole game, you could really like get you
you get a rhythm, right?
Yeah, you can really get a rhythm and like confident, like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And like the reps is like a real thing. And so I feel like once a person like you get that going, I feel like it's only gonna help a person elevate.
And I would think it's hard as a backup when you're a starter or you're playing a lot of minutes. You're going to be focused and you're going to be ready to roll, because you're going to be out there as a backup who gets time here and there. Coaches always say, be ready, be ready, be ready. That's a little hard to do, because you don't know if or when you're going to get in the game. So I would just think, you said from a confidence level, but I would think also, man, from just being engaged, it probably brought back to you a lot more. You probably got excited for the game didn't you?
Definitely. Just even with like weather, like say if it was like a real cold game, you could stiffen up over there. Like
Yeah.
and so like it's hard. It's definitely hard to mentally stay prepared like while you're not playing, but it's just something you have to do. And you have to stay ready, like because you just never know. It's always a next man up mentality.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to always say that.
And a great move. East Carolina has been, honestly, I was talking with some friends about it this week. You guys have been the premier program in the state of North Carolina the last couple of years. Since you had a coaching change while you were there, Coach Houston was let go and Coach Harrell took over. And if I was reading correctly, since Coach Harrell has taken over, you guys is it like 14-5 or 18-5? I mean, something. I mean, he's brought it, right?
Yeah, I just seen that.
Yeah.
It was definitely 14-5.
Yeah, for 14-5. You won, like I said, 2 straight bowls. Beat State last year. That had to be a good feeling in the bowl game. It got kind of nasty there at the end, but and then again to win this bowl. So just a good move. And you were a part of that and contributed, during the whole, the season. So that's awesome. So this year brought one of the most exciting moments of your college career, that interception, 45-yard against UNC Charlotte. And that helped set the tone early in the game. Take us through that, and what do you remember about that play, and how did it feel, man?
Yeah, every time I think about it, I always think about my coach, Coach Tymir Williams, because the whole week we was watching that same exact play. Like we was watching the same split, same formation, how the quarterback was dropping back, everything. Like we was watching that play the whole week. And like as soon as I see him lined up and in between the heat, it was like we call it like the divider.
Mm-hmm.
Like he lined up right on the divider. I already knew what was coming. I seen the quarterback take a little 3-step.
That's a great feel. It's a great feeling, obviously, because you put in the work during the week, but then when you come out and your coaches have got you guys prepared, hey, when they line up in this formation, or if they line up like this, there's a good chance they're going to run this play. So you just had to sit there and wait for them to run and watch it. So you get the ball, you intercept it. Was there any doubt in your mind that you were going to score?
Oh no, I already knew I was going to hit it.
They weren't going to catch you.
I already knew. It's just crazy because I remember my mind just went so blank. I just remember running.
You were kind of an out of body experience, wasn't it, man? Was your mama and your daddy, was your family there? They made most of the games, didn't they? Yeah. So obviously you didn't get to say anything to them then, but they were excited.
Yeah, I made sure I remember when I got through the end zone and stuff, I made sure to point at the stand. I was pointing at my mom, dad, my brother.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. So that play and the win, I mean, they're big. They were big for ECU, and especially some of those wins in front of the home crowd, like you said, down east. How do moments like that impact your confidence and energy? How did that impact your confidence and energy for the rest of the season moving forward? Because that was by the middle. Was it by the middle of the season?
Yeah, it was about the middle.
Yeah. So that happened next week. I mean, next Monday at practice. I mean, you're ready to go, right? I mean, you're pumped. So talk about how that play helped kind of, springboard you for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a little boost, definitely, because just making plays like that gives anybody just a lot of confidence. And the week after that, we played Temple. I think it was Temple. Yeah, we dominated them. Yeah, so I just feel like especially with the teammates, you see one guy do it, another guy do it, and still everything. I feel like it not only helped me, it helped every team.
Your defense, and not off script here, but your defense, the defense ranked nationally top 20 in a lot of categories.
Every category.
Yeah. I mean, you guys had a really good. Everyone, offense gets all the flash, but your defense, y'all had a really, really, really good defense. And the bowl win, I mean, just again, all topic, the bowl win was really impressive. You guys, Pitt was a real good team. I mean, they were really they had a really good rank
That one point.
yeah, well, they had a really good. The only game they really got blew out was Notre Dame, and Notre Dame blew out everybody. The quarterback, the freshman quarterback, had come in had kind of been the turning point for them. But I mean, you guys dominated. I mean, it wasn't. You know, you and I were joking, texting back and forth. They tried to make it a little bit closer with that daggone play, with the phantom call or whatever. But yeah, that worked out. But I mean, yeah, the defense was just. I mean, you guys were masterful this year. So, so how's it being able to represent your hometown on the bigger stage at Carolina and ECU? Tell me what that's meant to you.
It's meant a lot, you know. It's meant a lot to me and my family. Just showing like it's possible, like it's not impossible. You could do it, and it just means a lot. I mean, definitely just being that, you know, a couple kids might look up to me, ask me a couple questions, and I feel good being able to answer their questions and be able to guide them the right way.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one of the themes of your journey, in my mind, has been support from your family, your brothers, your coaches, and of course your teammates. Who was there for you, and who's been there for you when things got tough, and how have those relationships kept you grounded? First of all, who's been there for you during those tough times? Because it always hasn't been rosy.
I definitely probably say my mom. My mom would definitely help me through a lot of times. I remember at UNC, I was definitely going through it at UNC. I definitely would call my mom, cry. So
Yeah.
and she would always, you feel me, like, know what to say and help me. And I'll definitely give that credit to my mom.
Yeah. She, and this as a side, I'm not saying it, but I've known her forever. And she is one of the best women I know, man. I knew her, like I said, Jakari, your brother, your middle brother, or the one just older than you, and my son played travel basketball together. And I've known your mom since that time, and she's just a good woman. So over your college career, you faced adversity, competition, changes in roles, high expectations. What lessons have you learned through all the highs and lows that you carry with you today?
Probably I'd say one of the biggest lessons I learned, like, throughout everything is probably just to not, like, be too hard on yourself. Because, you know, everything's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just no point in downing yourself on something, and then, you know, just to try to stay positive.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing I'd say.
Stay positive. When young athletes in Onslow County see someone like you, man, making plays at the college level, what do you hope they take from your story, both on and off the field?
Could you ask that again?
Yeah, absolutely. So when young athletes in our area see Tymir Brown making plays, whether it's an interception, running back for a touchdown, making tackles, defending the pass, when they see you excelling at the college level, what do you hope they watch you, and what do you hope they take from that?
Or just work. It ain't gonna just happen overnight. Like, I remember long summers, like, really, like, working.
Yeah.
Like, going to, like, multiple camps during the summer and, like, working out over this, like, just by myself with a trainer, like, really working, like, on the shot. Like, it really take work. It ain't gonna just happen overnight.
It's not going to happen, but it's possible for a kid from Jacksonville, North Carolina, Onslow County, to go and get a D1 scholarship and make a major impact, right? Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, man, is just showing these kids, because there's, just like you were watching your brothers play when you were little, there's kids that were watching you play in high school when you were in high school, and there's kids watching on that TV, man, and they're saying, you know, hey man, that guy's from Onslow County, from Jacksonville, and you know, he's making plays. So that's got to be a good feeling. So I got one more question for you, but before I get to that, I didn't tell you about these. These are called rapid fire. So these are ones that you have no idea about, and but they're just going to be spontaneous. They're going to be, most of them I think will be easy, I just want to tell you the first thing that comes to your mind, all right? Favorite NFL player growing up?
I'll probably say the real Reeves.
Darrell Revis. Yeah, Revis Island. Exactly. Favorite teacher in high school?
Favorite teacher in high school. I get a Coach John.
Coach Johns? What did he teach? Dustin Johns, right?
Yeah, that's what I think that social studies.
Social studies. Okay. Best memory from Jacksonville High School? It could be football, non-football. Best memory.
Hey.
What do you think?
Oh no, that's a lot.
State championship, even though you lost, making it there?
I'll probably say when we played at Easter Alamance. I remember we just like killed them. I remember that game like it was yesterday.
Was that in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That was probably the regional. Was that in like the regional finals?
I think that was that was before half-block.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Something memorable that Coach Bo Williams, or maybe another coach, told you that you've never forgotten. It could be a coach, it could be a parent, it could be a mentor. Anything that anybody has said to you that has stuck with you during your playing career?
I'll probably say like Bo and Chip Williams. I remember them telling me like you can't always like rely on like athleticism. It's gonna take like more. You gotta actually like know what you're doing out there. It's gonna take one.
And become like a student of the game, right? All right. Go to walk up or pump up music. What do you have? What do you got on your AirPods, man, when you get ready?
I'm definitely putting some like some young boy on.
That's been a theme here, young boy.
I need that YB when I'm about to go play.
Okay. One teammate, and this could be high school or college, who always had your back.
I'll probably go high school. I'll probably say I remember Jamal. Through high school. I used to be my boy. He was on the D line. You know, playing corner. So I feel like as a corner, you gotta love your D line.
Yeah.
He was one of them. So I'll probably say him.
Okay. One word teammates would use to describe you.
I'll probably say
Goofy. Okay. This is a serious question. Is your Madden rating correct? And if not, what should it be?
I think my gun NCAA I think it's like a 70.
Yeah, I think Madden. It's NCAA. Yeah, it's
I
NCAA.
think the last time I looked, it was like 75.
Is that right? Or you think it should be higher?
I think you can go ahead and give me about an 82. Who about that?
Do you ever play NCAA?
Yeah.
Do you pick East Carolina?
Yeah.
Do you pick you?
Yeah.
All right. That's what I wanted to hear. One word to describe your college journey.
I'll probably say
Meaningful. That's a great word, man. Who is the funniest person in your family?
I'll probably say my Uncle Donnie.
Okay.
He know how to put on.
All right. Who is the most competitive person in your family?
I say me.
Okay. All right. And you and I were talking about this off air. What's next for you?
Right now, I'm working out.
You graduated in December before the bowl game, so you're going to keep working out.
I'm working out, and I'm gonna keep getting ready for the pro day. And hopefully draft day. Hopefully somebody call my name on draft day.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Final question, not a rapid fire. When you hear the word homegrown, what does that mean to you, knowing that your journey started in Jacksonville?
Me, it means like hard work. It's just like a blue collar type of time, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it's instilled in me. like blue collar. Like I feel like once I got to UNC, like I said earlier, I got to UNC, I kind of like lost that. But once I got to ECU, I feel like it kind of like just came back in me. People I was around, I feel like I got my blue collar.
That's awesome, man. Well, your journey from high school to college is a reminder that success isn't always a straight line. It's built through patience, belief, and staying true to who you are. From growing up competing alongside his brothers to earning his opportunity at the D1 level to making game-changing plays for an East Carolina program that's now celebrating back-to-back bowl wins, Tymir Brown's story reflects what it means to be prepared when your moment arrives. And just like this Pirate program, his past shows what happens when confidence, culture, and community come together. No matter where football takes Tymir next, Jacksonville and Onslow County will always be a part of his story. For our viewers, that's what Homegrown is all about. Athletes who chase big dreams while never forgetting the place that shaped them. I'm Steve Goodson, and this has been Homegrown, real athletes, real stories, big dreams. No matter how far the game takes you, your roots always come with you. Tymir, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Support for Homegrown is provided by Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Eastern North Carolina since 1967.